Hi, I'm Dr. Rajani. Thanks for joining me today. Removing lip filler, dissolving lip filler, dissolving under eye filler, removing botched under eye filler. These are all things I get asked in the run of a day here on Instagram, especially through Instagram Messenger. I get a lot of pictures. What do I do? What do I do? Understand, I'm going to go through dissolving filler. What's involved? Does it get rid of your own stuff, your own hyaluronic acid? Will it ruin you for life? How much you use? Why does it fail? A lot of people are asking me, I tried 4 times, the filler's still there. Is it a malar pad? The 2 most common areas of dissolving are going to be the under eye and the lip. Or they just want a different look. We're going to dive into it. Raji's quick clip. We'll keep it to under 4 minutes today. I want to get this important information to you. Thanks for joining me. Stay tuned. 3 seconds. So like the videos, if you click like, you'll subscribe as well and click the bell so you'll be notified of all the upcoming videos. These are important ones because I'm giving you what I'm being asked on Instagram. And one of the things that's common is I tried to dissolve filler, it didn't go away. The other one I got just recently today was, hey, I dissolved my under eye. It was 3 years ago. Could it still be filler? And could it be a fat pad because it didn't go after dissolving? So I thought I'd go through what are the top reasons dissolving fails. First of all, there's 5 types of active or functional hyaluronidases that occur naturally in the body. And what we're doing is we're trying to dissolve hyaluronic acid filler with an enzyme, hyaluronidase, which has been used for a long time, and there's many different types. So the hyaluronidase is exogenous. It's not made in our body. There's 2 main types used. One, recombinant DNA, such as Hyaluronidase, and then there's the animal-derived, the ovine or the bovine type that have animal origins and are really testicular in nature for the most part, and that's where the enzyme comes from, and it dissolves hyaluronic acid. Therein lies the problem. A couple things. One, it does predictably remove hyaluronic acid. A lot of people say, hey, Vicross needs 5 or 6 times. There are different types of fillers. It needs much more. Look, I see it all. I see all kinds of different hyaluronic acid fillers. I use them all. I don't find differences. It's very difficult to tell. It's been in different locations. Some of it migrates. Filler lasts for many years. The studies talk about a year, but understand that's the efficacy of the result. As it migrates, if it reduces by 30% and so on, the result goes. Doesn't mean all the filler's gone. So it's important to understand it can last a long time. That's why people dissolve it, because of migration. It can draw water and it holds onto water. Doesn't look good. Now, why might it fail? A, very common, much more common than people think, fake filler. What do I mean, fake? People use fillers or get fillers that aren't from this country, aren't from the manufacturer, aren't what people think. So a lot of times they might be bioalchemate or have bioalchemate components, PMMA particles, silicon, very cheap to use silicon 1000 and people are getting that. Those things do not dissolve. So if you're going to places where you're price cutting, you're looking for the best deal, sometimes it's not the best deal. If you're ordering from places that you don't know, in other words, not direct from the manufacturer, until the packaging, everything looks the exact same, even to the companies. They have to put it under the microscope until they know. And it's a disaster when it occurs. So everything's good until it's cheap and it works, but when it doesn't dissolve. Surgical removal is the only option, and a lot of times you can't even get it out with surgery. If you've ever done it or seen it, the particles are dispersed everywhere. There's scar tissue. It's a mess. So, first question is it hyaluronic acid? Second, what type of product was used? What type of hyaluronidase? Asia and Europe, there's even different ones. Not that they're bad, they're just different. The dosing is different, the efficacy is different. Also, there's compounded versions. As well, it needs to be kept cool And there's expiration dates. A lot of people don't like spending the hundreds and up to $1,000 every several months to replenish them if they're not using a lot in their clinic. So they might be there in a clinic if they're not seeing high volume, or they're scared of dissolving because they think it's going to get rid of the natural hyaluronic acid. They might not use it for 2 years. It's expired stuff. So you wouldn't know. If it hasn't been kept cool, it loses its efficacy quicker. We used to use hyaluronidase in mesotherapy. That's how I know a lot about it. Okay, so those are some pitfalls of why it might not work. If all that is right, you have a hyaluronic acid filler, you have the right hyaluronidase, it's not expired, it has been stored properly. That's a lot of problem with people ordering all kinds of products such as botulinum toxins. It's not that they're maybe even not real, but to get to you they weren't kept cold, so the efficacy isn't there and it can be dangerous to use those. So storage and handling was good. The next question becomes two things. What was the dose used? Everybody's scared it's going to get rid of your own hyaluronic acid. While that may happen, you make hyaluronic acid all the time. Oculoplastic surgeons use high doses of hyaluronidase on a regular basis because it's a dispersant by nature. It's used for numbing different areas. It's used in ocular surgery, and it doesn't get rid of the latent hyaluronic acid that's in there, and if it does, it replenishes. But I know people on this channel, and someone sent me an article, a poor article, but it was an article, that hyaluronidase can botch someone for life by removing their own natural product for long periods of time. Certainly things can happen. We don't know everything, that's for sure. And in a select group of people, maybe it could. Not common. When there's a potential occlusion, we put hundreds of doses of units of Hylenex in, and the patient recovers fine, and there's no loss of natural hyaluronic acid for any period of time. So the dose. The final thing is what layer it's put at. Is it put superficial? Is it put deep? This isn't an exact science. So yes, if you want a little bit gone, you can put in a little bit of product at the right layer. It's a dispersant, so it's going to spread to areas where you might not want the filler removed. It's complex. I do it a lot. I see it a lot. I've used it for so many years. I can guesstimate the dose, where to put it, how to put it, and I'll be right most of the time. Sometimes I will get rid of a little bit of filler I don't want to. It's part of it, but you can easily add more. So understand the complexities. When you guys send me, hey, I dissolve my under eye, it still looks the same. That could be because the filler was 4 or 5 years ago. Now there is herniation of the fat pad. There could be a malar fat pad or demarcation line now around the fat pads of the face that wasn't there 5 years ago. Or all those problems with that dissolver occurred, and in the eye, we're also talking about poor lymphatic drainage from fillers that can take months to resolve. Sometimes it doesn't. A lower bleph is needed. Oh, complex. I don't want to make it complex, but I want you to understand what goes through the mind of an injector who's done something for a long time when they see the simple problem of a little filler to be dissolved under the eye. Nothing is simple if you do this long enough and you see enough people. Let me know your thoughts. What have you had done? Subscribe, like the videos. I'll see you on the next one to keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.